Your city, your news. From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by the University of Nebraska at Omaha School of Communication.
Art is becoming mainstream in Omaha. Hi, I'm Mike Slezak.
A law that could affect the cell phone industry companies like Verizon, Sprint, Cricket, and many more is being presented to the state government. Hi, I'm Ian Hagan, and you're watching the Omaha News. From the Jocelyn Castle to the many churches, theaters, businesses, apartments, and corporate monuments, the city of Omaha is home to architectural vision and tradition. Recently, Omaha area liberal arts students went around the city and picked out some of their favorite places. Our Julian Ivey reports.
In Omaha, the area architecture comes in a variety of styles. These structures are built to stand the test of time. Unraveling the story of each design becomes easier through pictures. That's why Bellevue University's Liberal Arts and Professional Applications program decided to take a closer look at the shape of Omaha to help us discover local architecture through the camera lens.
These are not art students. These are students who are working for a living, most of them, and who want a degree. And so what we try to do is to introduce them to one project and which gets them into the art world a little bit.
Omaha has several different buildings. We have museums and cathedrals and churches and just old historical buildings that are beautiful to look at if you capture it.
The exhibit takes a look at the different aspects of Omaha architecture, from historical to contemporary.
We have pictures from Council Bluffs, Omaha, Bellevue, La Vista, everywhere in the area.
People who see the photographs and drive around the city now notice various details that come out in this project as they drive around town, and so that was really the fruit of it, is to just bring people a greater awareness of the true beauty of the details of the shape of Omaha.
This is Julian Ivey reporting for the Omaha News.
The Shape of Omaha exhibit at the Bellevue University Library is open now until March 6th and is free. If you can't make it to Bellevue, you can see it online at www.lapaphotos.com.
Cell phone companies continue to battle in the midst of a changing scene in the world of telecommunication. Verizon Communications has proposed a $6.75 billion takeover of the long-distance provider MCI. A December deal by Sprint to acquire Nextel Communications for $35 billion will have an effect if Nebraska passes a cell phone ban like New York, New Jersey, and other states. Ian Hagan has a story.
You see it all the time. Drivers on their cell phones. The Nebraska State Legislature may change that. Cell phones have become commonplace in America, but a proposal that would make it illegal to drive while talking on a cell phone is on the legislative agenda. But not everyone is for banning cell phones in cars.
Honestly, for me, in my opinion, it's someone telling me the way I have to do something on my own time and in my own car. That's the issue really at hand. There's already questions in people's minds right now, or is somebody pulling me over for the right reason or the wrong reason? Well, if you put cell phones into the mix, I mean, you actually going to tell me that our hardworking tax dollars are going to go for a policeman pulling me over because I have a headset in my ear, not because of a cell phone?
Some drivers even admit cell phones are distracting.
No, I haven't got any accidents while on a cell phone. So I guess, I don't know, it might affect my driving. I would say, yeah, probably, because I have one hand on the phone and the other hand's on the wheel.
According to a spokesperson for Senator Patrick Bourne, the bill may go to committee yet this week. There are alternatives when on the road. Headsets and payphones do still exist.
I don't think it's going to affect the actual bottom line as far as dollars goes, or people buying or not buying cell phones. I think what it may do is cause a lot more third-party people to be involved in selling, hands-free equipment.
Cell phones are becoming the main phone line for many people, replacing the landline. And with concerned drivers out there worrying about their safety, Nebraska may be looking to follow through with this ban. Microsoft Xboxes manufactured before October 23, 2003 are being recalled because of their power cords. The cords are being recalled because they can catch fire. Microsoft said Thursday it is recalling more than 14 million cords. Customers can order a free replacement cord by going to www.xbox.com. Until a new cord is delivered, Xbox users should turn off their game players when not in use. Well, with a heavy travel season ahead, what most people are looking for is the cheapest way to lay their head when they're traveling. The internet has been making it easier, or has it?
Jennifer Kachurik takes a look into online hotels and what could be in store if you book a room through the internet.
It doesn't get much better than saving money on a vacation. That's why online reservation companies like Hotels.com, Orbitz, Expedia, and Priceline are growing in popularity. But it's a little-known fact among vacationers that there might be better deals out there. In order to figure out where to find the best deals, we compared the prices of online reservation companies to a local hotel, the DoubleTree Guest Suites. First, we went to the DoubleTree website to find out what rates they are offering for the end of July. The website listed 4 different rates. The most expensive was called the Suite Romance Package. It was $129 and included the suite, a bottle of wine or sparkling cider, breakfast in the morning, and a late checkout. The Dream Deal package includes the suite and breakfast in the morning for $109. We were offered the suite without breakfast for $99, and the cheapest of all was the net direct rate. If we wanted to pay online right then and there, we could have bought the room for only $89.10. Next, we went to a couple different online reservation companies to see how their prices compare for the same dates. Hotels.com listed the average rate as $109. The first 2 nights of the stay would cost $99, and the last night would cost $129. Orbitz.com improved on Hotels.com's rate by offering a room for $99 all 3 nights. Neither website gave us an option to add breakfast to the reservation. At first glance, the prices of both Hotwire.com and Priceline.com seemed cheaper, but neither reservation company would confirm the exact hotel until the reservation was complete and the credit card was charged. University of Nebraska at Omaha Junior Luke Spencer enjoys visiting South Dakota whenever he gets the chance. However, he has had some issues when dealing with online reservation companies.
They wanted my name, my credit card, they wanted all this stuff, and I didn't even know what hotel I was going to stay at. So that's kind of a hassle, because I'd like to know where I'm going to be before I even commit to something.
Booking directly through the DoubleTree website allowed us to choose between a variety of package deals. The online reservation companies offered nothing other than the suite. DoubleTree Guest Suites front desk supervisor Maria Carrera says that there are other perks to booking directly through the hotel.
You have the option of including breakfast. Most websites don't give you that option. And you are guaranteed your room type when you call us. Some websites do not guarantee room types. So when you think you're actually making a reservation for one thing, you may be making for something completely different.
The bottom line is to make sure you're checking different sources before booking a hotel room. Just because an online reservation company advertises that they have cheap rates doesn't mean that the hotel won't offer you a better deal. Also, make sure you ask about any extra perks available at the property you reserve. Quite often, all you have to do is call and ask. They'll be more than happy to do whatever will improve your stay. For the Omaha News, I'm Jennifer Kachurik.
For the best price on hotels, experts say call the hotel and see if it offers any discounts or promotional rates before booking your room online.
Up next, UNO students react to President Bush's plan to revamp Social Security.
And it's Black History Month. Coming up, we will talk to an organization advisor about cultural awareness programs in the community.
And Valentine's Day may be over, but who says that the gift giving has to stop? Up next, Deneen Glass takes a look at some of the special gifts you can still buy and what happened on this Valentine's Day. We'll be back with more of your Omaha News.
Using inhalants to get high can cause things like muscle spasms, because the nerves that control them may be dying. Dead nerves might come back. Then again, they might not.
Breathtaking. Electrifying. Inspiring. Award-winning documentaries produced by UNO Television offer you a window on the history of Omaha and the world. Beginning with the acclaimed 2-hour documentary on the history of Omaha, If These Walls Could Speak, UNO Television has developed a reputation for producing high-quality programs that explore, educate, and enlighten. These outstanding productions can be part of your home video collection. For information about purchasing these videos, call 1-800-227-5281 or visit our website at unotv.unomaha.edu to learn more about documentary productions from UNO Television.
President Bush has been moving around the U.S. trying to win support for his plan to remake Social Security. But closer to home, our Jimmy Scheel talked to UNO students to hear their reaction.
President Bush's proposed change to Social Security has generated a lot of response from around the country. Under the President's plan, which he roughly outlined here in Omaha, Social Security will become partially privatized. President Bush's plan to revamp Social Security will greatly affect college students. We went on campus to talk to a few undergrads to see what they thought about the President's plan.
I think it's a great idea to give people the opportunity to put retirement in their own hands. Because if Social Security is not going to be there, all you have to do is invest in an IRA with the money there. And then it's always going to be there for you, and it'll be there for your family.
Personally, I don't like everything about it. I mean, I think that privatizing it, if you completely privatize it, certain people aren't going to know exactly how to invest in it, and if the stock market falls out, then that's all their money.
Actually, with the plan for this plan, I'm not really too familiar on his plan, so I don't really have an opinion on it.
President Bush told a packed Quest Center that Social Security's problems are clear when you start doing the math. The President visited Omaha on the second day of a 5-state campaign tour for the private retirement accounts he says will help save a system that's going bust. Bush acknowledged the accounts alone won't fix the problem. For the Omaha News, I'm Jimmy Scheel.
Now, President Bush wants to allow workers born after 1949 to convert up to 4 percentage points of their Social Security taxes to personal stock and bond investments.
Well, speaking of revising something old and making it up to date, the Warner Brothers cartoons are getting a makeover. Bugs Bunny and his pals are being updated for the future, way in the future. The WB network will take the famed Looney Tunes characters as models for a new children's series, Lunatics, that will air on Saturday mornings starting this fall.
The characters' descendants, Buzz Bunny and the like, will be superhero action figures for the cartoon set in the year 2772. The network's animators have re-imaged Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and Wile E. Coyote as sleek new figures for a modern age. The WB is trying to find a fresh new way to tap the market that already includes Bart Simpson and SpongeBob SquarePants. However, the classic Looney Tunes will still be available to the public. 5 Mavericks sports teams had important events this weekend. The biggest news was from the swimming and diving squad that hosted the North Central Conference meet Wednesday through Saturday. UNO was in second place each day of the meet, but took a lead with just 2 days left. The Mavs were able to hold off North Dakota to win the title, and the Bison had won the previous 20 meets. Its only loss was its first NCC meet. The hockey team was in action on the road, taking 3 of 4 Central Collegiate Hockey Association points from Lake Superior State. Bill Thomas was named CCHA Rookie of the Week, recording 3 goals and an assist. The Mavs have just 1 weekend left in CCHA play and cling to the 4th spot in the standings. A top 6 finish would give them a home playoff series.
And Saturday night, the men's basketball team hosted Minnesota Duluth, but did not roll out the welcome mats. Instead, they rolled over the Bulldogs 93-55. Freshman Denny Johnston led scoring on senior night with 17 points. The Mavs sit in first place in the North Central Conference with 2 games left on the road this weekend. And the women's team was not as lucky, dropping to a ranked Duluth squad 72-49. The Mavs are in a tie for 5th in the NCC and have rematches with Duluth and Minnesota State Mankato for the final 2 games.
The last team to have a big event was the wrestling team. The defending national champions have taken a page out of the professional ranks by adding some drama to the national title race. In the final duel of the season, UNO lost to Augustana 20-19 Friday. The Mavs previously beat the Vikings 20-18, setting the stage for a North Central Region showdown Sunday on the campus of Southwest Minnesota State.
Well, stay tuned, because coming up next we'll be talking to Sharif Lawaru of the Cultural Awareness Program here at UNO.
But before that, we'll show you what the Omaha Malcolm X Foundation would like to do with Malcolm X's birth site. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Carol Schrader, your host for Consider This. We're now in our 8th season and still bringing you frank discussion on the issues that affect you right here in Nebraska. Whether you live in Omaha or Ogallala, we'll talk with the people whose decisions affect your community, your life. So stay informed and join us on Consider This, right here on the Knowledge Network.
So, not everyone who gets high is gonna get all out of control and end up here. I get that. But do you think you can go like a day without weed or X or whatever? How about a whole weekend? Sure you're in control? Let's go.
You're watching a channel of the Knowledge Network of Greater Omaha. To help make the most of your viewing, you can also visit us on the internet at www.tknomaha.org. You'll find detailed program schedules of Knowledge Network programming, including on-air classes, documentaries, and how-to programs. At www.tknomaha.org, you'll also find more information about our original featured programs. We believe TV should be entertaining and educational. So point, click, and learn more about the Knowledge Network. See where to find the Knowledge Network on your cable system. Learn more about who the supporting members are and why the Knowledge Network of Greater Omaha is committed to educational programs for all learners. Online and on the air, the Knowledge Network stands for Smart TV. Remember, you can visit the Knowledge Network homepage at www.tknomaha.org. The Knowledge Network. It's TV for your brain.
He was one of the most charismatic figures in the civil rights movement and also one of its most feared. A former convict who abandoned his slave master name energized the Nation of Islam and met a violent end at age 39. 4 decades after his death, Malcolm X has inspired another movement, one aimed at re-examining and preserving his legacy. Matthew Lathan brings us more on the shape of his land.
Omaha, a place filled with history, but a man by the name of Malcolm Little, later known to become Malcolm X, was born here in Omaha on May 19, 1925. The birth site, which is located on 36th Street and Malcolm X birth site, can be a place of unknown property to some people.
I'm here at Malcolm X birth site, and I'm wondering what Omaha's going to do with this land.
The birth site was a place also known as a dumping ground to certain people. Trash was placed anywhere and everywhere because it was just a wide open space. But around 2000 to 2003, the birth site place was fenced in. Charles Park of the Malcolm X Foundation wants to take this land to another level and produce something nice to honor Malcolm X. He wants to start with phase 1, greenery space to add trees and bushes along with a walkway.
Actually an international capital campaign by selling bricks where people can put their family names or their names or their organization names or whatever.
Phase 2.
In this area here, eventually there'll be a building.
Phase 3 is still open. Malcolm X was a family man and helped in the movement of the black civil rights. He is seen here with Dr. Martin Luther King, another famous civil rights leader. Vicky Parks has a vision and
to develop that land very much like the tribute that has been made in Atlanta for Dr. Martin Luther King. Our culture and our history, because I think that's what Malcolm would want.
For the Omaha News, I am Matthew Lathan.
Malcolm X's life has defied an easy definition. Sharif Lawaru has been the Cultural Awareness Programs Advisor at UNO since last spring. Lawaru graduated with a degree in Black Studies from UNO in 1998. Since then, he has worked with many programs around the Omaha area, including Boys Town and the YMCA. Sharif makes sure of two things. One is providing resource and leadership development to clubs and organizations, and another is to facilitate cultural awareness. We'd like to welcome Sharif. How are you today?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good. First, I'd like to ask you, what comes with your job? What sort of activities are you responsible for?
Primarily what I work with are cultural awareness programs, so programs that help the university to be able to celebrate the cultures of the primary American cultural groups. We have Native American, Latino American students, African American students, and Native American students, and Asian American students. And what we try to do is give an opportunity for their programs to be seen on campus, whether through speakers or events. Also do a support for organizations that are on campus. So we have about 115 different organizations on campus, some of them cultural in nature and some of them not. And we try to help them pull off programs and events and help their leadership development.
And of these organizations, which have the most events, would you say?
Event-wise, there's a lot of co-sponsorships, and so some of the organizations that get a lot of the work done do so by joining up with other organizations. The Pan-African Student Organization works really strongly with the African American organization, and they pull off quite a few events and provide everything from lecture series and movie critiques as well as entertainment pieces. And over the past year, they've been the strongest in terms of being able to pull off pretty frequent programs. And then as far as the student-run organizations, student programming organization, obviously with the student funding, is backed up by the student government, and so therefore they're able to pull off quite a few events on campus as well.
Cultural awareness is sort of the civil rights movement of like the 2000 era. Carter Godwin Woodson, is credited along with other scholars with launching Negro History Week in 1926. In the 70s, it became the whole month of February. Do you think we're making progress in that area?
We definitely are making progress. I think more than anything else, there are students that, based on the school systems that they came from, or based on what they're learning at home or what they're exposed to, don't have the exposure to cultures that are outside of their own, the one that they were raised in. And it gives an opportunity for students to be able to take advantage of it. We've made a tremendous amount of progress in making sure that students seek those opportunities and take an opportunity to learn about another culture. And Black History Month is one that there are a variety of organizations doing programs. It's basically making sure that each one has an opportunity to be seen.
I also read in the Omaha World Herald, there was an article that said a lot of black speakers did not want to speak during Black History Month because they felt that they were ignored the other 11 months. How do you feel that this furthers the civil rights movement?
That is something that's been able to be helpful. Basically what the Black History Month and as well as the other cultural heritage months do is give an opportunity to focus on a specific group and celebrate their cultures, their diversity, their accomplishments. And it gives an opportunity for those who may not know where to go for these types of events, a central place for these types of activities. But most of the speakers that come to the campus outside of that don't get the chance to expose themselves as far as what they're doing, what their focus is, that it's related to Black history. And there's so much that each of the different cultures are doing specifically for Black History Month. There's a lot of events that happen outside of that, but people do not attribute it to a Black History Month event or a Black cultural event because of the fact it's outside of the month. So there's quite a bit of intellectual discussions that happen.
Well, we'd like to thank our guest, Sharif Lawaru, for joining us today. And are you still looking for the special present to give to a person? What does Valentine's have to do with it? Stay tuned and find out. We'll be right back.
You're watching a channel of the Knowledge Network of Greater Omaha. A complete schedule of Knowledge Network programming, including on-air classes, documentaries, and how-to programs, is available on the internet. So point, click, and learn more about the Knowledge Network. You'll find the Knowledge Network homepage at www.tknomaha.org. The Knowledge Network. It's TV for your brain.
Hi, I'm Carol Schrader, your host for Consider This.
We're now in our 8th season and still bringing you frank discussion on the issues that affect you right here in Nebraska. Whether you live in Omaha or Ogallala, we'll talk with the people whose decisions affect your community, your life.
So stay informed and join us on Consider This, right here on the Knowledge Network.
I know Valentine's Day is over, but it's still nice to buy that special someone a gift every now and then. Well, let's see what Deneen Glass has to say about the gifts and what was Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is for lovers and loved ones, where family, friends, and lovers go out to buy their sweethearts meaningful gifts. Garrett Anderson, co-owner of Piccolo's Florist, says that it is one of the busiest days of the year for him, and for over 3 hours on Friday, they were taking an order every minute.
Valentine's Day is our single biggest day, so we do about 10 times the amount of business in one day as we normally do.
Sweets for your sweetheart at Cherry's Hallmark. Lois Penwell, who has sold Valentine's Day gifts for 20 years, helps customers bring smiles and happiness to friends and their loved ones.
I think it's probably the second biggest holiday for cards being sent, and Mother's Day is probably the first.
Dances also play an important role in Valentine's Day. The Omaha Southwest YMCA held their second annual Father-Daughter Valentine's Day dance. They had a turnout of over 300 people. 8-year-old Sarah Swanigan heard about the dance through her gymnastics class and asked her father if they could participate.
And he said that he would really like to come, and that we have a good time.
If you're one of those forgetful people and completely missed Valentine's Day, stop. Because Piccolo's and other florists can still save the day to touch that special someone with a Tuesday delivery. For the Omaha News, this is Deneen Glass.
That's what Valentine's Day is all about, and some great ideas for next year. Next week on the Omaha News, we will tell you about park sharks on the UNO campus.
We'll also be getting the word out about the Tom Osborne talk given at South High School on the livestock industry, and do people appreciate what it does for the state economy?
Thanks for watching today, and have a great day.